focus. Ideate, innovate, enable.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Luxury of Poverty. I'm your host A.B. Ravi. Well, everybody loves a winner, particularly so if it is a rag to riches story. This is because most of us can relate to the person. That person gives us hope that we too can do it. Hypothetically speaking, if Bill Gates' daughter makes it big, not many heads will turn. The reason? Everybody will argue that she is born into riches and has all the advantages in life. The focus of our series is not on the blessed inheritors, but on the brave hearts who were won against all odds. On hard-won success stories. Stories that inspire people to become entrepreneurs. My guest, Dr. A. Velumani, is a perfect role model. He was born into poverty, but by sheer hard work, dint and enterprise, he built a very successful company called Thyrocare Technologies. So, in many ways, he's better placed to comment and give views on entrepreneurs featured in the series. He has walked the talk. Now, let me turn my attention to this week's episode. It is an unusual story. 8 brothers led by TK Chandiran run the Chennai Silks. It is one of the largest retail outlets that sells sarees, dress materials and menswear for over 5 decades now. What's unique about this company is the sheer size of its showroom and range of products. Take a look at Chennai Silk story and you will realize how family-run businesses can be awe-inspiring.
The numbers tell you the story. Every day, some 40,000 people spend nearly 10 crore rupees to buy sarees, dress materials and dhotis at the 17 sprawling showrooms of Chennai Silks, strategically located in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh. What endears shoppers in huge numbers to this retail chain is the sheer range of products that its sprawling showrooms offer. Each showroom on an average measures 70,000 square feet and they display an amazing range of fabrics, that too at different price points. The south-based Chennai Silks offers a breathtaking collection of wedding silks, designer sarees, cotton and silk sarees, churidars, dress materials, traditional and western wear, suitings and shirtings, formal and casual wear, dhotis, sherwanis and children's wear. But its biggest revenue spinners are sarees. On an average, this retail giant sells 3,000 to 4,000 sarees every day. And these sales are reflected in the Chennai Silks turnover. 55% of its annual turnover of 3,500 crore rupees comes from sarees and women's dress materials. 10% from menswear, 15% from kidswear, while the jewelry business constitutes the balance 20%. Besides catering to a large domestic market, mostly in South India, its products have also caught the fancy of global customers and prestigious fashion labels. In some markets like Europe, the US and Japan, the company directly exports a selected range of its products. What is particularly noteworthy is that marquee brands like Marks & Spencer, Disney, Hanes, Decathlon, Ralph Lauren, JCPenney, Walmart and Carrefour outsource their requirements to the Chennai Silks. Effectively, all these global sales shore up its top line by 350 crore rupees. The retail chain's dedicated workforce of about 12,000 ensures that not a single customer is left unattended to. And to make the shopping experience complete and keep the customers engaged with the brand, the promoters diversified into top-end jewelry business. Here also, they announced their debut with the promise of the highest credibility and quality. Sri Kumaran Thanga Maligai was the first jewelry showroom in Tamil Nadu to offer the BIS 916 hallmark. But like most businesses, this too had a modest beginning. The family, which hailed from Tirupur, was into the traditional weaving business and operating in the B2B space. It was set up by A. Kulandaival Mudalyar, the father of the current managing director, TK Chandiran. Initially, the family focused on dhotis. The response was poor. So on the advice of his cousin, Mudaliar got into the retail space by setting up a tiny 100 square foot shop in Madurai in 1962 to sell khadi ready-mades and fabrics. This move worked and it got consumers coming. Slowly, Mudaliar started expanding his business by setting up 12 khadi vastralais, particularly focusing on the small towns of Tamil Nadu. In terms of manpower, he did not have to worry, as slowly 8 of his sons joined the business one by one. In 1990, the Mudaliars took the proverbial leap of faith by opening a multi-brand showroom called Kovai Kumaran Silks in Thyrocare. It was a hit. With cash registers ringing, the family decided to beef up its back end by integrating spinning, knitting, printing, embroidery and stitching under one roof. All these had the desired impact on the company's top line and bottom line. But the real game changer for the Chennai Silks was its opening of its 1,25,000 square feet showroom in Chennai in 2000. With the launch of this store, the promoters decided to rebrand Kovai Kumaram Silks as the Chennai Silks. From a 100 square foot retail space in 1962, the company today owns 1.2 million square feet. Indeed, Chennai Silks has come a long way.
It was a clear unity of family members to fight against the poverty with the technology available in the market, forward as well as backward integration simultaneously. Not waiting for the first you have to do with the backward integration or forward integration like that. We will do it decision making with joint consultation without any formality or like that.
Dr. William, welcome to the show.
Hello.
What is your first take looking at the Chennai Silk story?
I think it's a father who started this business when children were almost adults. So it looks like, father was an entrepreneur, but I think the children took over the entrepreneurship in a very early stage. And they have gone from strength to strength. I think when I look at 8 people together, 8 men standing together, it gives an enormous strength to the business, to the family.
Yeah.
I think wherever big families were there, they have achieved something big. Wherever big poor families were there, they have done something very worthy to talk. And I think when a family is big and if they are rich, they all have their own tastes.
Yeah.
When the family is big but they are not rich, poor, they have only one objective: we have to run our families.
Yes, you're right.
That brings them together, and I am quite surprised today with 50 family members with almost the 4th generation in hand. They are still continuing to march with the same brand, owning together all the brands, and 1.2 million square feet is not an easy job.
You started 100 square feet.
I think the journey has been very motivating to anybody who understands how this specific business is. It's not intellectually protected like science or technology. It's a simple business of textiles. But I think if they were intelligent enough to move forward and backward and used the available family resources to each one to concentrate on somewhere. And I think today I realize so there are so many showrooms across the country. I'm sure each family takes care of one unit.
I think so.
And then, collectively owning the brand and individually taking care of each city.
So empowerment,
very powerful way
of
doing
both
it.
put together.
And 12,000 employees is another thing to be truly appreciated about. And I'm pretty sure it's a job creation which probably he should be recognized for. And more than anything else, I think Tamil Nadu and Kerala are crazed for sarees.
I know.
And
probably
probably the family has understood on the marriage day there is enough money and all money will be poured into a good saree.
Yeah.
They don't go by how the saree looks, they go by how costly is the saree.
How costly is the saree.
And probably they got it right, and today they are one of the strongest brands in South India in the silks business.
Okay. Chennai Silks story is little unusual. There are over 50 family members directly involved in this business. And the good thing is they're all pulling the cart in the same direction. On that note, we need to take a short break. When we come back, we will take a look at how Chennai Silks came into being. Stay tuned. Welcome back. What's fascinating about Chennai Silk story is the fact that each family member started at the shop floor, learned the ropes, and in the process were able to build an integrated operation. Let's hear TK Chandiran on how they made it possible.
Our great grandfathers and they are doing weaving only. My father is also a weaver, and because in 1953 he thought of going as a master weaver. But that is the poverty. That is the poverty because the weavers, most of the weavers in India are not owning their own looms. They are working as contract or slavery like that. Now it is, scenery is changing. At the time he is having his own loom, and from the own looms and the master weaver he is not unable to get the revenue as expected. And 1962 our family member is at about 6 children, but single earning is not enough from the weaving. So if we sell it to directly to the consumer, we will get the more revenue. For that purpose he has started the business at Madurai, because one of his cousins is living in Madurai, and he has also recommended, instead of you doing the weaving only, you start the trading. It will give you a better opportunity. After 10 years only we find the 1,000 rupees of business. 1962 he started the first showroom, and second showroom is at 1964, and 1973 we have started the showroom in the main marketplace. There only we have got the 1,000 rupees per day business. That is the journey. 84 we started the processing unit. 90 we have started the textile showroom at Thyrocare. 92 we started the jewelry business. Along with this, our group is growing in multi-dimensional direction.
Dr. Velumani, he comes across as a man who is very nimble-footed. When weaving was not doing well, he took his cousin's advice and got into retail. So I would say it's switching time. So what would you attribute his switching and getting into retail? His business instinct or survival instinct, or, as you always say, necessity is the mother of invention?
Absolutely, there are too many family members, too little earning. That's the poverty. Definition of poverty is not having money.
Yeah.
Poverty is too many at home and too little to eat. So probably that's one background in which he has started his journey. I have a reason to believe the family felt we are too many people at home. Let us become self-employed. Let us start a shop. And then the shop did well. And then subsequently they understood money is more when in trading than in sitting and doing the basic work. And then it is the scale. I am sure they must have doubled every year a capacity to serve to the market, and lot of innovations have happened because the 8 family members, each of them must have focused on one domain of the business. One in purchase, another in branding, the third one is finance, the fourth one is on the floor. Like that, I think good big families is good for business, provided all of them are pulling the cart in the same direction.
Well, Chennai Silks is indeed every shopper's delight. Its sprawling showroom and wide range of offering seems to be its USP. So how did they make it happen? Let's listen to Mr. Chandiran.
Almost all the directors of 8 brothers and our family members, we were working in the shop. In the shop floor, we first at about 8 khadi shops, we are the salesman, we are the cashier, we are the manager. Each and everything, every function of the retail shop we know very well. First we try to understand the needs of the customer. What are the things they require? On that basis only we developed our Thyrocare showroom. In 1990 we have started the Thyrocare showroom. In 1996 we have started the Coimbatore showroom. For the 6 years we have made a lot of research. How the products, because we are at the time we have started the export also. We are supplying to the multinational brands. C&A, H&M or like that, and how they are planning the product and how they are sourcing and what way they are making the costing, how they are making the labels, how they are presenting it, how they are adapting the technology. Each and everything we are closely monitoring because we are working with them. Without the order receipt, we cannot go for production in the export. But in the local market, it is not like that. When we are doing with the khadi shop, but our looms manufacture certain varieties, middle varieties. If somebody is asking costly varieties, we have to go buy in the market or we have to source it from the Andhra or like that. And outsourcing, when we are starting the textile showroom, outsourcing all over India, we find out where the products are getting and at a competitive price. We know the costing because we started from the weaver, we know how the product is priced. And with that knowledge, we expanded it.
Dr. Velumani, 2 or 3 things come out hearing Chandiran. One is they knew the nuts and bolts of the business. They knew how MNCs run the business and they applied the same mantras into the business. And they also thought of economies of scale like Dhirubhai Ambani. In 1990, they opened a 25,000 square feet shop in Tirupur. By South Indian by definition are very conservative. So what gives them the confidence that they could click?
Confidence is a confidence which comes from the knowledge of the nuts and bolts. I think when he said, we know what is the costing, it was resonating well with me. In my business, my success is because I knew the costing. Any man who knows what exactly it costs for that product, is very successful. I have seen most powerful armament in a business is knowing the cost of the material cost of the process cost of the business. So he knew it. He knows if I purchase something at X, I am capable of selling at 2X. And for me, the cost is half X. The remaining half X is profit. This is known very clearly.
So he knows the onions very well.
So then, conservative until you understand how important it is to remain conservative. Then afterwards, you must know, you must scale up.
Okay. One more thing that strikes out is, today e-commerce is a very big business, but they have very marginal presence there. Do you feel this business is touch and feel business? People, the women particularly, may not be happy buying it online, and that is the reason they have a very marginal presence?
I think this sari business will not come to retail domination for another 25 years at least. It's a very slow movement if I look at it. Every scientist goes from north to south, has a dream to get a sari for his wife. So Mr. Chandran has ensured every airport has got a showroom. When I stood there and I understood how many people are buying sarees in that showroom, there are hardly anyone. But he is reminding them before boarding the train, when you get down in Coimbatore or in Chennai or any of the southern cities, you have Chennai Silks to buy. That's a very powerful way of branding. I have seen that he has understood. I think the family is good at understanding the branding sense, branding cost, and then this business is nothing but a marriage related business. There cannot be a single marriage in Tamil Nadu without a Chennai Silks on the floor.
So marriage, festivals, our birthdays.
Absolutely.
Clearly the group's backward and forward integration has given it a competitive edge in the marketplace. On that note, it is time for another short commercial break. When we come back, we will take a look at how the group funded its growth. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now the third generation of the family has entered the business, yet the company is very cautious about the future. Perhaps not having quarterly pressure helps. Let's listen into Chandiran to find out his game plan.
No, regarding the number of shops, according to the market needs, we are making our showrooms. This year we are going to open minimum 2 showrooms. If the market demands and the better opportunities are available, we will open more showrooms. Minimum our target is, we are not too much ambitious. We are gradually growing. We want to grow systematic way. Minimum growth will be 10% and we will grow within a span of 5 years, 50% growth will be there.
Listening to him, the word I can think is cautiously optimistic. Your take?
Yeah, he said we are not greedy, we are not ambitious, but he has reached a 3,500 crore turnover. So I wonder if he was not that, what he would have become. Having said that, they also will have pressures. The next generation has to keep the numbers moving, and the challenge will continue to be there. The industry is getting tight. Industry is becoming competitive. As we all know, the e-commerce space could become a very challenging one.
Yeah.
But e-commerce space will sell only his sarees.
Yeah, perfect.
So as long as your product is powerful, as long as your product is cost effective, e-commerce will not be a threat to you. E-commerce is going to facilitate you. Whether he does e-commerce or not, the manufacturing man or the man who has the product and has got his fortune in his hand.
If you were to sum up, what makes the family tick, according to you?
I think the big family all have focused on one, that is celebrations and the marriages. And they have understood gold means gold. Without gold, there is no celebration.
True,
Without
true.
sari, there is no celebration. All which in the showroom, if you see, everything is what a man wears on a festival or a function day. Which means he has got, in fact, all marriage couples will land in that street, get into his showroom, and will sometimes purchase in a single family to a tune of 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs.
Thank Dr. Velumani for those insights. What impresses me about Chennai Silk is the bonding between 8 brothers and their cautiousness. They are not succumbing to peer group pressure by over-leveraging the balance sheet. One day at a time seems to be the motto. So be it. On that note, it is time to say goodbye. See you next week with another interesting episode. Till then, keep watching CNBC TV 18.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.